My name's Davida Shinsky, and the title of this program is Live Without Limits Dreams Come True with the Right Mindset. And in this presentation, we're going to be talking about relationships need boundaries and tips for setting them. There are plenty of people who enter relationships not quite understanding what it means to have healthy boundaries. One reason is that they just don't think about what boundaries are and how they can influence relationships. After all, it's not something we typically learn about in school. A relationship boundary is a rule or line that defines how you desire others to treat you. Healthy relationships have healthy boundaries. Toxic relationships tend to be lacking in boundaries. Let's take a codependent relationship. For example, there's one or two codependent people unable to set proper emotional and or physical boundaries. These reasons can vary. Regardless, the lack of boundaries can tear the relationship apart. How do you know if you are playing part in an enmeshed or codependent relationship? Now, before I get into that, what I want to do is give you a short description that in transactional analysis, there's a triangle where you've got the victim, the persecutor, and the rescuer. And the rescuer and the persecutor can be two people who rotate back and forth and how they treat the victim. But the idea is that they're making that person the victim and they're constantly feeding them the negativity and making them feel bad about themselves, often because it makes them feel better about themselves because they have low self esteem or they are narcissistic and they just treat people badly because they want to have the total control. So, how do you know if you are playing a part in an enmeshed or codependent relationship? You base your whole life around your partner. You neglect other relationships with friends and family. You are only happy when your partner is right there giving you attention and things are going well. When conflict does arise, you experience an extreme anxiousness or fear and do whatever you can to fix the problem. You base your self esteem on the opinion of your partner. You base your mood on your partner's mood. When you are away from your partner for too long, you begin to feel this anxious loneliness and need to see them soon. You take on your partner's emotions. If they are angry, you become angry. If they are depressed, you become depressed. So, how to set boundaries? Good news is that you can learn to set healthy boundaries in a relationship. Start reading about what healthy boundaries are and how to set them. There are some pretty amazing books available to help you learn how to set and keep boundaries. Boundaries by Henry Cloud is favored by many. Invest the time and energy into educating yourself and trying things out. You can also check out YouTube videos on the topic. Get professional help. You may need some professional help to learn how to set boundaries and come to understand codependency and relationships better. There's no shame in asking a counselor to help you navigate your relationship better. If you notice a negative pattern repeating in your relationships, such as any type of abuse, jealousy, persistent arguing, then it can help immensely to explore such patterns with a therapist. You can get to the root of why you keep ending up in toxic relationships or having to loose boundaries that ultimately become the relationship or bring the relationship to an end. This is why going to a licensed family therapist is so important because they can really help you. Just going to a life coach does not get someone who has the training in how to deal with communication and and dealing with the emotions and feelings that are going on. So start small. Setting a boundary may cause ripples in the relationship. So be prepared to lovingly discuss the boundary with your loved one. Set the boundary with love and kindness and stand your ground respectfully if your partner tries to resist. For example, if your partner is used to demeaning you for one reason or another, publicly say, I really feel that your tone with me is demeaning and I won't stand for that anymore. It really, I'd really appreciate it if you talk to me in a respectful tone. If you say this in a loving and kind way, it will go over much better than if you are angry and judgmental. That and they may or may not oblige, but you've started drawing the lines in the sand, which can help you boost your self esteem and self worth. If they continue to demean you, then you may reconsider whether or not you want a relationship with someone who treats you that way. Spend time with friends and alone. Getting used to being alone at times is healthy. If you've always been with people, it's tough to get to know and be comfortable with yourself. If it's also helpful to have some friends to spend time with. If you have been neglecting friendships, let your partner know that you desire to make a friend and do some things out in the community without that or with them. Know that this is healthy and necessary. You cannot get all your emotional needs met solely by your partner. So having others in your life is important. Now, here's the thing. When someone wants to isolate you from your friends or cause you to disassociate with your friends, then remember that's a toxic relationship that you need to cut off before it gets too serious. Attend a 12-step meeting. If you have a Codependence Anonymous meeting near you, make a commitment to attend. Once a week, you will learn a lot about codependency as well as how to set boundaries. It is nice to become accountable for others who are in the same shoes as you. If you do not address the toxicity of enmeshed relationships, the life of the relationship will slowly die. The toxic attachment can take two people and make them miserable. Sometimes they don't even realize what is going on. So learn as much as you can about codependency and boundaries. You can be proactive in making your relationship thrive. So get started today and with these excellent resources. And of course, make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. And I also want to let you know about a 5-day challenge that I'm offering that's called Change Your Thoughts, Transform Your Life. And we have 5 things that we cover. The first being those subconscious thoughts that can be accountable from your past experiences and your feelings and emotions about yourself. Then we talks about toxic relationships and their effect on your mental health. The next day we talk about workplace culture and communicating effectively. On the fourth day, we talk about changing your negative thoughts into positive ones. And on the fifth day, we review everything and then we talk about where do you go from here. And you can go to changeyourthoughtschallenge.com /join the challenge to take part in this 5-day challenge. And I look forward to seeing you there.